Bootstrap comes equipped with several form control states. A control state is the style of your form element, normally when some type of validation has been processed. For example, if a user successfully enters their email address in the right format, you may display a success state to let them know they've done it correctly. On the other hand, you may use an error state to indicate that the email has not been filled in correctly. These are just a couple of examples, but there are many more instances where form control states may be applied. In this lesson, we'll show you how to create control states in a horizontal form layout. To begin, we have the focused state. You can see the focus state activate when you click into the input. The input highlights in blue. To create this, we first need to create a form element and set the class to form horizontal and a role attribute set to form. Next, we create a div with class set to form group. Now we create a label with a class set to column small 2 and control label. The column small 2 means that this label will occupy 2 of the 12 available columns in the Bootstrap grid layout. That means that the input will occupy 10 of them. For this reason, the next tag we create is a div element with the class set to column small 10. As you probably guessed, this div element will contain the input. Create the input tag and set the class to form control. By default, Bootstrap inputs will highlight when focused. For this reason, there is no special class to put in for this control. The next input is in a disabled state. The coding for this input is the same as the last. The only difference is that we put a disabled attribute inside the input element. To create the success form control, create a div element and set the class to form group, has success, and has feedback. Next, create your label with class set to column 2, or column small 2 rather, and control label. Next, create your div with class set to column small 10. Create your input with type set to text and class to form control. To add a checkmark icon, create a span element and set the class to glyphicon, glyphicon OK, and form control feedback. A warning input can be created the same way as the success input. Just change the areas that are highlighted on the screen. And when you've completed that, you can also create an error state in the same way, and similarly, you can update the areas highlighted on the screen.